The United States and China have become two of the most powerful nations in the world. Let's take a look at what would happen if China attacked. First, we have to see why this would even happen. Many would say, why would China want to attack America in the first place? They have lots of coal to power their industrial revolution, they have lots of money, because basically every country in the world is in debt to them. Although they have a lot of people, they also have a lot of space, and this allows them to grow a lot of food as well. But what they don't have is the most important resource of all, fresh water. Nearly 1 in 5 people in the world live in China, and with that comes huge logistical water problems. By 2030, millions of people will live in water-stressed areas, and who has the third most fresh water in the world? The US. So China attacks to get fresh water from the US. Let's take a look at the armies of each of the nations. As of 2017, China has the third most powerful military in the world. It has just over 3.7 million people in the military, almost 3,000 aircraft, almost 6.5 thousand combat tanks, and 714 naval assets, including 1 aircraft carrier, 51 frigates, 35 destroyers, and 68 submarines. America has the most powerful army in the world. It has less military personnel at almost 2.4 million people, but it has more than 4 times as many aircraft and nearly 14,000, almost 6,000 combat tanks, and 415 naval assets, including 19 aircraft carriers, 8 frigates, 63 destroyers, and 70 submarines. China has an annual military budget of $161.7 billion, and the United States has one that is over 3.5 times greater at $507.7 billion per year. The US has about 41% of all the nuclear warheads on Earth at 9,600, and China only has 260. So it seems the story ends here. But even at 260 warheads, either side using nuclear weapons would virtually be suicide. If one country launched a warhead, the other would strike back, and huge swaths of each country would be entirely destroyed. So it's more likely that each country would stay away from each of these weapons. In order for China to be successful, they wouldn't have to take over the whole country, just annex parts of it with large amounts of fresh water. One area in the United States that has large amounts of fresh water is Alaska. Due to the temperature and environment, military bases in Alaska are few and sparse, which could make it an easier target for China. China could even use spaces in Russia to attack from. China would have almost no chance of attacking from the air. Any aircraft would be quickly shot down by defenses within Alaska that would have already been alerted by the fact that China is mobilizing within Russia. Due to its large population, China has 1.3 million more military personnel than the US, and they could use this along with their combat tanks to strike if they got desperate. Using this tactic, they could overwhelm Alaska and take parts of the region, enough to supply them with water for a while. So while it is likely that the US would be able to defend an attack from China, they could probably never crush the state as a whole. China just has so much history and so many people that they could probably hold off an American attack. So against the odds, China could actually see some success in this campaign. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe and follow me on Twitter, link in the description. Wanna watch another video? See ya!